Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of commodities. Work our way through the dollar yields, precious metals, and commodities and ETFs that I follow. And if you guys need any help with anything, finding-value.com is where I would go. This weekend we've got a question and answer session at 5 p.m. Sunday, Mountain Standard Time. If you're a member, you can attend that. I do have a discount going on right now. It's called Happy Birthday is the discount code. And that is, my birthday is coming up. It's July 17th, if you guys want to know. It's coming up, so I'm running a discount before and after it for you guys. If you want to join, it's 50% off the first month and then regular pricing after that. I do a lot of teaching, training. There's a lot of videos already on the website that you can look at under training. Lots of technical analysis videos, and you can come to the Zoom meetings and ask me questions about whatever you want. So I'm here to teach, mentor, train is really what the goal is. It's to get 10 baggers in your portfolio, and I'm hopefully showing you how to do that with the three pillars. Investing, the three pillars is what I look at. It's market conditions, ratios analysis, and technical analysis. Technicals to verify, ratios to tell what's cheap and what's not, and the market conditions is where the ratios should be moving favorably or unfavorably depending on what assets you're looking at. And the market conditions are what do that. So we're going to dive in here. I'm going to give you my opinions across the board here, and let's dive in and see what's going on today. So the dollar continues to fall. We've talked about this before. I said, hey, look, if the dollar falls, we're probably going to see interest rates pull back. That is tailwinds for precious metals in general. It's also tailwinds for anything priced in dollars. So we can see commodities do very well in these types of conditions. Now, guys, this is a drop off. Look at this, guys. That is a huge move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is a falling off a cliff breakout move of the dollar to the downside. We've had a lot of strong support here where this white line is, and we just ripped right through it. It doesn't mean it can't have a bounce. Nothing moves in a straight line. So don't get too overly bullish or bearish on any of these stocks or on the DXY. A lot of the times what happens, you punch through, it's going to reverse, it's probably going to come back up, and then do a return move. That is what is probably going to occur. Now, it doesn't mean it has to occur. So what I do is I just sit through this stuff. But it's possible that the dollar strengthens again and we get a bounce back up towards that support level, which will be resistance on the way up. So looking at yields, yields are falling. That is what is causing that dollar, the DXY, the relative strength to fall. So the 2 years coming back down with some strength and momentum. The 10 years falling too. It's dropping like a rock, dropping like a rock. We are back towards this support area. If I were to remove this, just so you guys can see, what is this guy? And if you're part of the channel, you kind of know it's the Batman pattern. There he is. There, hey, Mr. Batman. So this is most likely the Batman pattern. I'm not going to say that this is 100% the fact that it's going to be it, but it sure looks like it. And we're looking for a potential move down in yields and maybe even the dollar for a period of time. The 30-year is also participating in this move, which means people are buying bonds, is what it means. It could also mean that there is weakness in the markets and that a recession could potentially be coming. A recession doesn't mean that everything crashes immediately. We could get a very big move to the upside in gold, in oil, and all these other things. And then a crash later on happens, which is a possibility. But let's continue to watch it. And some of our leading indicators are not signaling a crash immediately. And I'll show you which those are throughout this technical analysis outlook. TYX TNX ratio, it is rocketing higher. See this move up? We had the bullish engulfing at the bottom here. That was the the move. And in this here, if you back out, we've got a downtrend line break and a return move. And what do we do on return moves? We buy the return move. What would I buy on the return move? Precious metals. That's what I would buy. And gold and silver mining companies if you want to get a little bit risky. You know what I mean, guys? A little bit risky. So we've had a monster move here to the upside. Remember, things don't go up straight, so we could get a pullback at some point. But as long as the dollar, DXY, and interest rates are going down, and the curve is normalizing, I would suspect precious metals to have a tailwind behind it. Bond prices are moving back up. We're back within the channel, and it looks like that could potentially continue. So gold didn't have a huge day today. I mean, yesterday we shook to the upside yesterday quite good, but today, we went kind of sideways, up only $3 or so. Still looks good to go higher for gold. Silver ripping it, just ripping it, guys. Look at these past 2 days. What were we looking at? Well, we were looking at the DXY rolling over, coming back down. We were looking at interest rates coming back down. And when those interest rates and dollar became apparent, money rotated and shifted. That should be something that you understand in markets. What I do is I look at where we're low, that TYX TNX ratio is low, which means the curve is very inverted. It also means that we have potential possibilities for big moves in precious metals. So that's generally when I load up, is when people aren't looking. But people are starting to look now, and the money is starting to rotate. Platinum also having another monster day, up about the same as silver. Past week or so, trading week, I should say, past 5 trading days, very big moves. And hopefully the momentum can continue. Backing out looks very good, very strong move to the upside. Eventually we are going to rip, and I don't think it's going to pull back as much like we have been trampoline jumping, trampoline going just sideways. XAU to gold ratio still moving up favorably, much like it did here. It's almost like the exact same pattern going on. Momentum's to the upside. So gold and silver mining companies are outperforming gold. Gold didn't have a stellar day today, but the mining companies did all right. CRB index actually looking very strong today, guys. We are starting to move to the upside. Is this the beginning of wave 3? Is this the big move? Are we going to just launch here? Could be for a while. It could be. So what I would do is I'm not doing anything. I'm already in this stuff. I'm just waiting. I'm holding on. So that's what I'm seeing here is very good strength in commodities, very good strength in a lot of this stuff, and I think it's all going to continue to go up. And CRB to S&P 500, this is another one. The S&P is really strong right now, so it looks like we're trying to base out. We're going sideways for the most part against the S&P because we're seeing commodity and S&P strength at the same time. When interest rates go up, commodities outperform. We put in a double top and we came back down. I think at some point this top is going to bottom at some point down here, and then we are going to rip it. Commodities are going to rip, in my opinion, where we are going to outperform the S&P 500. That includes oil, precious metals, copper, etc., etc. That's what I mean by commodities. Probably agriculture, fertilizer, on and on and on and on. The input pricing is going to impact the stocks that use commodities as inputs. That's why the S&P 500 could slow down at some point. GDX, ripping it this past week, guys. Bullish engulfing. It looks like it wants to go higher. It doesn't mean we go straight higher, but a move to the upside. And GDXJ, it's the same thing. We've broken the downtrend, looking good to go up. SILJ, the same thing as well. Downtrend line break, ready to move higher. Crude oil, surprising today, guys. We ended almost 2% higher. But we've broken out of the downtrend. We're starting to, that resistance is starting to release, and we're starting to just work our way on up. More and more people are going to pile into this as the momentum increases. The FOMO people will continue to pile in. It doesn't mean we go straight up, but we've broken the trend line. So I'm looking for further moves to the upside in a grinding fashion. Looks fantastic. Natural gas a little bit lower today. Could we still grind sideways? It's very much possible. And I like natural gas on a longer term time frame. But right now, looks like we've got more grindage. We've got a couple of strong selling pressure days the past 2 trading days. XOP, yeah, you know me. Remember, this is a mixture of natural gas and oil. It did pause a little bit here. I think it wants to move sideways or slightly lower, get a little bit of a pullback before going higher, but oil ripped it today, so it remained strong. A bigger picture view, guys, I think this looks very strong. It's a massive inverted shoulder, head, shoulder that I think is playing out. OIH also heading higher. This thing looks fantastic. It doesn't mean that we can't go lower in the short term. I'm not saying that we just go straight up. Nothing goes straight up. You get these kind of impulse moves, all right? These stair-stepping pattern is what I call it. But big picture view, guys, I mean, we're close to a breakout area here. I mean, basically, you get past this, which we're at. We could run here. We could. We very well could also. It's possible, and I'm not saying that this is going to be with 100% certainty or anything, but it's also possible that we might hit our head here and kind of go sideways or work our way sideways or pull up and come back. All of those are possible. The path, I'm not as worried about. I'm looking big picture, and I think we're going up a decent way. Sprott Physical Uranium Trust up 0.92% today. Still looking good. 1815 is the level we want to break. That is really where we want to break out. And that's basically what we're doing is we're consolidating in this tip or area before we get a monster move. Now, what I would say is number one, you need to know when to identify when to go big. You need to know when to identify when something's about to break out. What I am telling you here is, in my opinion, and you can take it for whatever it is, we are consolidating up against the 1815 level, and we've got the lows coming into it. Generally, when I see this pattern, we are going to break out and run at some point. We could break out, do a retest, and then rip. That could be the big move. And it looks like the 1815 area is the line in the sand to break. URA, this is another one, looks fantastic. See this, guys? How I like this because we have a lot of data. We're coming in, we're also squeezing, and guess what happened? We've broken to the upside. If you're not, this is a breakout here, a retest. This is where we should have bought, and this is where we're ripping. Some of the small companies are still in this location. What do you think I'm doing? Exactly. I'm looking at those companies and buying those companies for the big bull market that's here. Uranium is also starting to release, right about to break, and release this resistance area and break to the upside. This should be exciting. You should be excited now, not when it runs 100%. You should be excited now when it starts breaking patterns. URNJ also moving up quite large today, and I hope to God this thing rips it. I got a big chunk in URNJ, I'll be honest. TAN. TAN looking good. It's up 1.12%. I usually like to back out. Look at that. We're starting to move higher. I think we're going to rip here. Kind of this everything rally. TAN is probably going to rip. That's one to look at. COPX ripping it. Still within the sideways pattern, but very strong today. Nice kind of gap up. These things gaps all over the place, but the copper diversified mining companies look good. Lithium still working its way higher. Now, again, I didn't say it's going to go up every single day. It was up today, but we're going to grind on our way up. And big picture view, guys, this thing looks fantastic for a move higher. It looks fantastic. REMX is in the same position. It's going to rip, just like uranium and URA and all these other ones. We have full confluence across the whole commodity board. And people can sit here and tell me the PMI is low, the unemployment level is going up, foreclosures could go up. There could be homes that could come from Airbnb. Okay, well, I can tell you this, guys. Inventory is low. Housing starts is high and increasing. And all of these are breaking to the upside. All I can say is, in my opinion, we are going to go higher. Period. Flat out, bar none. I have not fallen prey to other people's opinions about the market because I don't think they know the markets or have studied the markets and what the leading indicators are well enough as I have. That is my opinion. So I do not take their opinions as facts. I do not take their opinions as, some of their opinions and predictions I don't believe in because I have not seen those correlations in history like some of the correlations I've seen in history. S&P 500 still moving higher. And again, guys, this can go higher than even where I have it. So it's strong. It looks like to me that it could still go up. Same with the NASDAQ. Very strong. I don't see any strong selling pressure. Again, I think we are going higher. Emerging markets. Remember that weak dollar we were talking about? Higher, higher, higher. If we see a fallout in the dollar and yields come back, emerging markets are going to rip it. XHB, home builders. Now it looks like we got a little bit of momentum lost. It doesn't mean we are going to get a quick turn, but it could turn here. And we get a little bit of a pullback as we stair step our way on higher. Again, I don't play these short-term market movements. I just ride the big picture. Agricultural ETFs looking very good. I think this is a very solid base to jump from. So agricultural business, fertilizers, all those things, they look quite good. Copper, ripping it. Now, I talked about a potential recession. If we were going to get a recession, what my opinion is that copper would be ripping to the downside. In my opinion, PMI, recession, all of these things are lagging indicators. They're not leading. Copper is leading. Gold is leading. Dr. Copper is about to rip here if we break much further from where we are today. If we get up in here, maybe we do a return move, whatever. It looks solid. It looks very solid. So remember, there's the inventory levels of copper are very low. I think copper is going way higher, way higher. I am positioned in a lot of companies that are going to benefit from that move. So I'm a bull, and I don't think it's going to go lower. Iron ore looking like it's ready to continue higher. You can put another little trend line in there. It's breaking that thing. Again, higher, higher, higher. Why do I think that? Well, we've got this falling wedge that's broken. We've got a return move, and now we're starting to work our way up. Looks bullish to me. Very bullish. Iron ore is also correlated with other sectors. Think dry bulk shipping. We should be looking at dry bulk going up too. Nickel holding on strong at support. I'm not as bullish on nickel right here, but if it gets some more momentum to the upside, I can definitely change my mind very quickly. Aluminum looking strong. So I think we are bottoming. It's starting to come back up. And I am participating in some aluminum companies. Baltic Dry Index moving higher. I think this is delayed by 1 day, but I think we're going higher in dry bulk index. I think there's good spots in shipping. Falling wedge, false breakout, break to the upside. There's your slingshot higher. We wanted to do a return move just because the markets always want to do that crap. And then, boom, we're going to go. Newcastle Coal still chilling. Let it chill, guys. Look at the companies. Find what you want. Start nibbling. It's okay if you nibble for a couple of months or maybe even up to 3, 4, 5, 6 months. And then when it rips, it rips. And I think it'll rip with natural gas. Ethereum ripping higher. Remember how I've been bullish on Bitcoin and Ethereum. We're at support. Bitcoin has looked pretty strong. I think Ethereum is going to work its way higher with it. We are squeezing in this corner here. You know what I would do? I like it right here with Ethereum. And again, that's where I like it. That's not advice. That's me. Bitcoin ripping higher. See how we've got our nice little flag pattern. There's your flag. It's flapping in the wind. Breaking to the upside. What would I do here? You should already be positioned in Bitcoin if you like Bitcoin. You should be riding this to the upside. I even left the old fractal over this to show you what it could potentially do. And what is it doing? It is literally the same fractal, and we could see a big move to the upside. There's other ways to play this as well. And if you guys are interested in wanting further information in crypto, I can chart stuff for you, sign up to the website, come to the meeting, and ask a question or two about it. Say, what does this look like? What's your opinions on it? I was calling that this could potentially be a bottom down here at the bottom, literally. And I think some people took advantage of that with some of the Bitcoin mining companies that I was talking about. But that's what we've got for today, guys. I think everything looks good. Now, if I mean, if you've been part of the website and stuff, we've been positioning. We know we've got strategies, positioning. We're looking at companies. My favorites, guys. I think we got at some pretty good prices. Some of them have gone up quite a bit here in the past week or two. Oil companies, energy service companies. I don't chase price. I chase value. Remember that. I chase good risk reward entry points. Sometimes I'm right. Sometimes we're a little bit early and I'm wrong. We have to ride through the rest of the correction. No one's going to get this 100% right. That's part of the game. But if you can get a lot in and you're right for a good chunk of the time, and when you're right, you get a lot of returns, you win in the game. It's not about being right every single time. It's about being right and profiting a lot from it. That is how you make a lot of money. So again, come to the meeting. We can use those things as training sessions. Ask questions away. It is highly important to understand this because when you are going for large returns, you have to be educated in it. You have to have a large conviction in the companies that you own, in the sectors. Why do I own this? Why is this a good company? Why do you think this is going to go up a lot? What are you using to evaluate it? What's a buy signal? What's a sell signal? What is a good fractal? Let's use all the information that we potentially could have in the markets to make educated decisions about buying companies and sectors and ETFs. That is what's going to give you a leg up on everyone else. Then you got to get the market conditions right. Market conditions is what prices assets. That is what makes the difference because you know when to buy, you know what affects the valuations of assets, and you know when to sell when the market conditions run dry. Now, I came up with this stuff from a whole bunch of different things. A lot of it was derived by myself, by looking at data in history, by charting things, by making connections, by overlaying data sometimes in Excel, doing a lot of really yucky stuff, I'll say, okay? And then I think I found what the drivers are. Now, I'm not going to get everything right. Neither is some other people, but we've got a lot right here. And I think we're going into potentially the next leg. And if that's the case, now's the time to think about how you're positioning your strategies and all of those things tied together. If you like Bitcoin, well, it sure looks like we've got the momentum to the upside. I'm not a big fan of it, but you know what? You can make a lot of money doing it. I can help you do that. I can read the charts. I can help you guys calm and figure out where potential market tops are and get you the majority of the move. No one's going to get the absolute bottom. No one's going to get the absolute top. All you can do is try your best. And hopefully when you walk away, you're walking away with a bunch of money in your pocket. So that's what I've got for today, guys. Thumb up for the content. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the website. Again, happy birthday is the coupon code. And if you want to hang out during those question and answer sessions and learn, definitely love to have you there in the community. All right, guys, we'll catch you later. This is Finding Value.